fencing under trade. The project is completed. Nyuki Shed, that is lower railways, the project is completed. St. Paul's ECD, under education and ICT, the project is completed. St. Mary's Kibuye ECD, the project is completed. Papmbuta Shed, the project is completed. Construction of Boda Boda's shed at St. Vincent, that is upper railways, the project is completed. Mbita Sega Bridge under roads, the project is completed. Nyawita Abolition Block under upper railways, the project is completed and functioning. Obunga Dispensary, the project is completed and awaiting equipping. 10 car wash machines under Department of Trade was distributed in Railways Ward. Kamakoa Kasango Road was also constructed under Department of Roads and Public Works. It was completed. Kudo Water Project is also completed and functioning. Somali Abolition Block under Trade is also completed and functioning. Nyataya Abolition Block is also done. Construction of Boda Boda Shed at Jakomenda is also completed. Opicha Boda Boda Shed is also completed. That is under Trade, upper railways. Then equipping of Obunga Dispensary under Health, the project is completed. Equipping of Asengo Dispensary, the project is completed. Purchase of sports gears, the project is completed. Floodlight at Manyata Arabs, project is completed and the lights are functioning. Purchase of solar lamps under Energy was also done. Floodlights at Green Hills, the project is completed. Purchase of saloon equipment under Trade was also done. Car wash machines were also distributed under Trade. Completion of Kambi Works toilets is at foundation and walling. The structure was abandoned. Purchase of vehicle diagnostic machine was not done. Purchase of hatcheries under agriculture was also not done. Equipping of Ubunga Library was also not done. The library was not existing. Purchase of plastic chairs under Trade was done. Youth Digital Literacy Program was also not done. Under Education and ICT, there was no facility for that particular program. Desiltation of Ubunga slums, drainage was completed. Juakali, Somaliland was to be purchased. There was no land to be purchased. Upgrading of Awaya Bridge was completed. Some of the incomplete projects are Kudo ECD is at foundation and walling level. The structure is abandoned. Obunga ECD is also at foundation. Walling and roofing is complete, but the project is abandoned. Kambi Works toilet, the project it was not done, it was abandoned. Then Market Ward Milimani, construction of fish processing slabs at Jubilee Fish Market, completed and handed over to the community. Department of City and clogging of drainage within Kisumu Bus Park was done. Supply of sport gears under tourism and sport was also done. Construction of floodlights at open air market was also done. Construction of floodlights at Chichwa Market was also done. Construction of floodlight at Maendeleo Market was also completed. Desiltation of drainage system within the wards was also done by Department of City. And clogging of water canals along Grace Ogot Estate, that is Southern Village, was also done through the Department of City. And clogging of water canals from Nasilika to juvenile homes was also done. And clogging of aqueduct along Tombuya Labor College was also done by the city department. And clogging of waterway from Exaverian to Jumbo building done by city, amended to take care of other areas around since there was no established drainage in that particular proposed area. Under environment, proposed opening of drainage along Tombuya Labor College, that is Nyalenda Tumaini, Upper Lower Ojijo, Okeo Road, was done. Proposed drainage opening and silting along Tuskys United Mall, Ondiek and Anderson Estate was also done. Proposed drainage opening and desilting and stone pitching along Fanana House to Argueng's estate was also done. Proposed desilting of Naselika Fish Market and Bus Park was also done. Under education, proposed construction of ECD classroom at Ememsha Primary School is at 95%. 95%. Blackboard is not yet done. Proposed construction of ECD at Area Primary School was completed. Proposed construction of ECD at Central Primary School was also completed. Installation of fish equipments at Fish Market was also done and completed. Development of hockey pitch, that is at sports ground, was also completed. Reconstruction and repair of all drainage systems at Bus Park was also done. Desilting of drainage at Bus Park and Jubilee Market was also completed. Desilting of Ojino, Okeo, Jomo Kenyatta Ngao Avenue was also done. Purchase of ECD desks for Kibuye Mixed and Kisumu Union Primary School was also done. Completion of ECD classroom at Xaverian Primary School was also done and completed. Construction of ECD classroom at Kisumu Union Primary School was also completed. There is completion of ECD classroom at Victoria Primary School, complete, but the toilet section is not yet done. Construction of ECD abolition block at Area Primary is incomplete. Construction of ECD classrooms at Kibuye Mixed is complete. Construction of ECD classrooms at Central Primary is complete. Construction of ECD abolition block at Ememsha Primary is complete. Purchase of desk at Xaverian and Victoria Primary School was also done. Construction of maternity theatre at Kisumu County Referral Hospital. The status is not clear, but the department will respond. Renovation and rehabilitation of Joel Omino Health Center is complete. Construction of Ondiek Estate, Nyalenda Railways, Nairobi Road was done and completed. Renovation of Nyamlori Road was also completed. Improvement of Milimani Estate Road was also done. Construction of Royal City Nyalenda Ring Road Access Road was also completed. Construction of Rotary Nyalenda Railways Access Road was also completed. Construction of ECD block at Kibuye Mixed Primary was also completed. Construction of ECD block at Xaverian was also done and completed. Construction of ECD block at Victoria Primary is also complete. Completion of ECD at Lake Primary was also done. Renovation at Railways Dispensary is also complete. Improvement of Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground is also complete. Completion of Ondiek ECD classrooms is also done. Completion of one classroom at Joel Omino ECD Center, the department will clarify. Improvement of Kisumu Central Primary Access Road is complete. Improvement of Aga Khan Gulf Access Road is also complete. Kondele Ward, unclogging and cleaning of water canals along Kondele Konalejo Road was done by city. PMC was formed. Supply, installation and commissioning of high mast floodlight and energy was also, PMC has been formed. Reconstruction of water canals at Junction Ulimboni, PMC has been formed. Their contacts are there. Construction of water canals along Kondele Kameda Road, PMC has been formed. Construction of water canals at Konambuta Kaego Road, PMC has been formed. Nyalenda B Ward, establishment of poultry farm for youths was completed. Supply of car wash machines to youths and women under business, cooperative and markets was also done through the office of the MCA. High mast floodlight at Oboch scheme was also completed. High mast floodlight at Five Ways, Kokulo, is also completed. Supply of assorted sport gears under tourism, sports and culture was collected from the department and launched by His Excellency the Governor. Supply of solar lamps was also completed and 133 people benefited. Proposed clearing of River Alwora was also completed. Proposed unclogging of River Nyamasaria was also done and completed. Proposed desilting of Western to Wigwa drainage was also done. Proposed unclogging of River Wigwa was also done. Proposed cleaning of River Oro was also completed. Stone pitching at Kamoke Road was also done. Maintenance of street lighting in Nyalenda was also completed. Purchase and supply of archeries was also done and issued through the departments. Clearing of Kanyamuthe River was also completed. Clearing of Kasaro River was also completed. Opening of drainage from Western to Teach Kouma Road was also completed. Proposed desilting of River Oling was also done. Maintenance of Forums Kenyari Junction Road was also completed. Opening of drainage and blocking of Ezra Gumbe World Vision Car Wash Road was also done. Opening of drainage and clogging of Obola Maua Afia Access Road was also completed. Installation of floodlights at Ekima Academy was also completed. Installation of floodlights at Mzewakazi area was also done. Installation of floodlights at Jujoni area was also done. Construction of holding room at Migosi Sub-County Hospital is complete. Face uplift of Migosi Sub-County Hospital was also done. Construction of waiting bay at Migosi Sub-County Hospital was also completed. Clearing of Auji was also done. Beautification of Migosi Junction, Obola drainage, opening in Migosi Esabu House next to Cosmos was also done. Construction of ECD classrooms at Kondele Primary was also completed. Construction of ECD classrooms at Ezra Gumbe Primary was also done and completed. Rehabilitation of 2 classrooms at Ezra Gumbe Primary School was also completed. Opening drainage at Kenyari to Car Wash Road was also completed. That is the end of my presentation for the report for the last 3 fiscal years that was developed by the departments. I'll hand over back the microphone to Mr. Lois to proceed with the event.
Thank you, Patrick. You will notice from Patrick's participation, presentation that the heavy hitters in the city have not been included here. I think that was deliberate because you have heard of stories that, oh, there's no projects in the city, it's only, projects from donor partners. But you can tell from this presentation that there's been quite a bit of implementation from the various directorates, from the various departments. So, however, we will still be able to discuss the issues of projects must CITIO implement, whether be it from partnerships or through the exchequer release. Because it's your day, and we want to give you an opportunity to speak. I said at the beginning that does not define how you're going to think. We want you to give us your views 360. We want you to discuss project implementation. We want you to tell us views about governance. We want you to tell us views about trade. We want you to tell us views about social life. We want you to tell us your views about anything that affects the lives of Kisumu Central insofar as service delivery is concerned. Because that is the feedback we want in this forum. So this is how we are going to conduct the forum. We have 6 wards in Kisumu Central. And for fairness, we are in each round of presentation, we are going to give one person each from the 6 wards an opportunity to speak, and then we will have the government make responses based on the departments that will have been addressed, and then we will do another round. You have a let me finish, then I will give you time, because we've not even finished laying down the ground rules, and I can see you have a concern. That is why we are here. So as I finish laying down the ground rules, so we will be doing rounds of questions from the 6 wards, and then we will invite the government to respond at the end of every presentation. And so as we start, because we're about to start, let us listen to the concern that is so burning that cannot wait for his time when he will be given an opportunity to speak. Please just introduce yourself. And
I'm Gaston Okech, Kenyan, and a resident of Kisumu, and pay tax in Kisumu. My concern is this. When you are seeing those things being put on the screen, it would have been better. Which financial year was that project done? And what amount did it cost? So that when we go through it, we know what we proposed at the grassroots is the same what we were given. But if you tell us just, ilifanywa, which year? Which financial year?
Thank you, Mr. Gaston. And I think he missed the explanation that I was giving. Well, in as much as the financial years were presented there, but he missed what I was saying. Mr. Gaston, we welcome your views on whatever project you want to talk about, and it must not necessarily about the amount. It might not necessarily be the amount that was spent on it. It might even be the state at which the project is in. So what we are going to do, you see, that concern that you are raising is the concern that we want to listen from the public, and that is why we have come here. And I want to say something about this exercise. This exercise is being conducted by the Ministry of Public Service, which is the coordinating department of all the implementing departments of government. This department is not necessarily implementing these specific projects, but they've come to collect your views on the projects and processes that have been implemented by other departments. And that is why they have mobilized the whole government to come here, so that when you raise issues and concerns like Gaston's, those issues will be responded to here. So let us start by giving each one person each from the various wards an opportunity to present their concerns, questions, and or advice. And I will start by railways. Now, I want you to listen very carefully, that we will go round by round. And as we do the rounds, we will pick one person each. So we will have 6 questions, which will be responded to. Then we come back to another round. It is not that one person is going to speak and we walk out. Thank you very much. Railways. There's only one person, so you are number 1. Pick number 1. Migosi. Migosi. Migosi, number 2. Kaloleni Shaurimoyo. Kaloleni Shaurimoyo. Kaloleni Shaurimoyo, number 3. Market Milimani. Market Milimani is here. Okay, Tony, number 4. Nyalenda B, if I see the gender hands raised, I will definitely. Okay, Nyalenda B. Kondele. Kondele. Nobody wants to speak from Kondele? Sorry, I can't. Okay, sorry. Kondele is there. So you're number 6. So can we give the microphone to number 1? Can we give the microphone to number 1, please? And you have an opportunity to present 2 issues.
Okay.
2 issues.
It's okay.
Yes.
Thank you. First, my name is Abraham Owino. I want to first give appreciation and accolades to the presenter who has given us a very insightful presentation. Now, I only have 2 concerns. One, the issue of contracting and the issue of bills, pending bills, that is. You know, there are some of our contractors that once they have been given a job to do, some of them feel demoralized because they ask themselves, if my former, maybe a friend of mine who did the same job have not been paid. So you realize that their morale is down. So I'll be giving a challenge or a problem and a solution, that is. So the issue of pending bills. Kisumu County, we have a lot of pending bills. And some of our contractors end up doing shady jobs because they're not encouraged. They're not sure that once I finish this job, when will I be paid? And that's a concern that the executive need to address. And on that same note, for the issue of pending bills, so this is my solution. I want to advise you, I know that you have a challenge in settling some of these bills. So why don't the county government under the executive try the securitization of these pending bills? When I say securitization of pending bills, what do I mean? Securitization of pending bills means once the contractor has finished job and the county maybe is not in the position of paying, you can give an offset document that allows this contractor so that he can approach other financial institutions with this document, so that when he goes to that, for example, a bank, and he has been given a loan, something like that, so that risk is now spread to the county government. So now that gives you the burden of, once you settle down your amount, you can now pay the contractor. Second issue, the issue of health. You know, we have our people who go to these health facilities, like, for example, the Russia or the district here. And there are some machines that the county government always, they buy. And you ask yourself, the county can bring a machine that even our doctors don't know how to operate. You know, the world is advancing. So there are some machines that once you've gone to test your maybe a different disease that you feel you need to go and do some checkup, you are given very results that you wonder. For example, when you go to Russia, you go to be diagnosed against cancer. Ukienda pale unaambiwa uko na cancer. The same equipment, when you go to another hospital, you're told you don't have cancer. Now you ask yourself, which machines are these two hospitals operating under? So, for example, we know there's this thing called KEBS. KEBS is mandated to see how, I'm just finishing. Yeah. KEBS is mandated to see how these equipments are well up to standard. So, as a county, do you have maybe a department that is mandated to see how these equipments, their standard that is, so that at least we can help our people going to these facilities?
Thank you, Mr. Owino. Let's, number two. Number two, please rise up so that you can be seen. Number two, and that was from Migosi. Please rise up so that the microphone can come to where you are. Just rise up so the microphone can come to where you are.
Number two?
Yes, you are being... Sorry, you don't know that you're number two?
Okay. My name is Faraj Said Aoko, Jaluo.com. Born in Kisumu, education in Kisumu, married in Kisumu, work in Kisumu, retired in Kisumu, staying in Migosi. I want to talk about storm water drainage, sewer line, PMCs in Migosi Lower. I come from Migosi Lower. We have an estate called Anjejo Mabatini. This estate, we have a lot of storm water drainage. Nothing has been done. We have poor drainage. Nothing has been done. When I come to Auji, since the late Dr. Robert Ouko died, Auji has not been a concern to the county. And Auji is overflowing to those people staying in Migosi Lower, especially Anjejo, Aliwa, and if you go even to Aliwa, but it's called Gorofachaf, there are some houses turned to swimming pool because of poor drainage. But of recently, I can congratulate our ward admin, now is up in the upper office, Ruth and Winnie and James. They really assisted us to get that drainage called Anjejo Mabatini drainage. If you go to railway line, going to showground, you can see a structure which was desilted. It makes Anjejo people now to sleep using duvet because we used to sleep in water. But the concern of Anjejo is not over. That land is black soil and it needs permanent solution. What is the permanent solution?
Thank you.
We should use...
Thank you for that question.
Slabbing.
Thank you for that question. Jaluo.com. Number three, kindly rise up. Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity. Madam Waziri, all protocols observed. My name is Ratib Farjala from Nubian and General Kaluleni Shaurimoyo. My main concern, because I know my other colleagues will also be given an opportunity to raise other issues, but the first one that is so burning, that is so dear, that is so dire, is the drainage system in Nubian. And this comes from the Full Gospel Church corner, opposite Shaurimoyo Primary School. It has been a menace for us in the estate there for as long as I can remember. And I'm a Nubian by tribe, but a Kenyan, a Kisumuan, and a Luo by extension. At some point we were thinking, is there a plan to eradicate, to finish these Nubians who are here by letting that drain, the entire drainage that comes from Kibuye, from police line, everything is directed to us. And you know, those are houses, are those old Matope houses. So as it stands, some have even collapsed. Some houses have gone down. It was so dire, it went on to social media, but it's not helping.
Thank you.
No, the second one are the roads within, the feeder roads within the estate. We really appreciate the gesture and the good work that the county government is doing. A contractor was recently given work to do that job. And in our previous, engagements, we were told the work has been done at 80%. But in reality, if you go on the ground, the work that has been done there is under 40%. Whatever the grader just came, gravelled a bit and left. And the contractor paid and he's sitting pretty where he is.
Noted.
Thank you.
Noted. And Rose is listening. Number 4. Tony here.
Thank you so much to Madam Waziri and all protocols observed. I'm Kwache Anthony from Market Milimani, the hub of reorganization, reurbanization of the great city of Kisumu. One, those two that I've spoken about affected the livelihoods of many traders. And I have to appreciate that the traders accepted to sit down and negotiate with the city management. And we made the first history where reallocation and reorganization took place without people throwing stones and even kwenda kwa maandamano. And out of that, markets came up. And the first product of a negotiation and engagement with both the city and the county government and development partners, Chichwa came in and Ojinoke was gazetted as an official market as part of the reorganization within the triangular. Chichwa was built, no doors. There were promises during COVID pandemic. No toilets to date. Jomo Kenyatta Sports Ground closed. So Chichwa basically, and the Ojinoke strip is like an island amongst islands without any proper connection to actualize the full operation and potential of Ojinoke being gazetted as a market and a product of Governor Nyong'o's government. One, it is a pity, the government people seated here. A market with a population of around and about 1,100, no abolition block. What do you expect? Are we for the government, or is it the government for us, or neither? So we need to see abolition blocks that were built under direct instruction of the governor during COVID when he gave the contractors and the city for those to be in place. Kindly, we would like to see the county government doing something. As we were part of the great reorganization, some of the traders came from the railways land, and this gave birth to Uhuru Business Park. I gave you a chronology where I told you Chichwa was a product of negotiation. What you saw there was lack of engagement. And when I see the lead chief RAP officer now acting as the city manager, we hope with the works that we are doing with him that the real actual dream of Uhuru Business Park is going to take effect in the space of 1 month. Why am I saying this? Let the city leadership embrace the negotiation and total engagement with organized traders that has made traders not to undermine anywhere regardless of the organization. Number 3, on the same issue.
And the last.
You told us it is our day.
Yes.
I've been given this by traders from various locations within Market Milimani. If you go to bus stop, I will not talk about transport because the chief transport officer is here. The traders are saying, ijengwe kwa kushirikiana na kwa mazungumzo. Mambo ya health, kama una mtoto ana sickle cell in this county, in this city, in Market Milimani, I know the kind of hell you are facing. There are no essential drugs with children sickle cell. Hakuna paludrin mahali popote na wanauziwa ni kama chang'aa, magendo kama bangi. What parents used to buy at 25 shillings, they are now getting from Eldoret up top at between 80 and 100 shillings. Let the county department of health do something so that we can get the drugs readily available in our dispensaries. Going to education, imekuwa mzuri huko nyuma kuanzia 2020 pesa iko shuleni. I rest my case. Thank you so much.
You will come back. Number 5. Please, number 5 is here.
Waziri, the executive, and members of Kisumu County. Good evening, good afternoon. Okay, my name is Sarah Adhiambo Pio, resident of Nyalenda B. And I think, Waziri, to us, Nyalenda B, we are not happy. From what we saw and what is in the ground, we are not so happy. I don't think, for the past 4 years, there are no floodlights which have been maintained in Nyalenda Bay. And this is a reality. And this one, imeongeza insecurity seriously in Nyalenda Bay. Kila siku, I think, day by day, watu wanadungwa visu, not less than 5. Because giza everywhere. Na kama light imekuja, maybe hii floodlight moja ikifanya, the other one haifanyi. Labda hazifanyi zote. So maintenance of floodlight, that one ni uongo, haikufanyika. Another thing is the river called River Kanyamunde. As I stand in front of you, I'm born of Nyalenda Kasagam and Nyakwar Nyamunde. And we don't have river in Nyalenda be called River Nyamunde. It is never named to my grandfather, and this is a reality. We have River Nyamasaria, the main one, which normally bring floods all the way. They all can know you come to Nyalenda N, Nyalenda B. We have river called River Nyamasaria. And this is a river that we've been requesting all along. If Kisumu County can come up with a resolution of opening this river all the way from Nandi Hills to Lake Victoria, then the issue of floods of Kisumu County will be over. But if we say that maintenance, mambo ya kuleta excavator kutoa gasia, there's nothing we are doing, we are only wasting money. Kwa sababu kitoka Lake Victoria, iyo river imezibwa 3 kilometers from the lake. So maji inatoka huko na hiyo flood yote mpaka hii ya town, ikikuja hakuna mahali inaenda. So lazima irudi ifanye nini? Itapakae.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
Just kidogo tu Waziri.
Wadwani mondo ji mang'eny bo uwo.
Sawa.
Wadwani mondo ji mang'eny bo uwo. Koro achiel modong'no ndike kalatas mondo imiwa. Mondo jomoko bo yud nafas. So we want to respond to those questions that have been raised. We start with Owino. Owino, one, I'm told that you work in the MCA's office. So it's even unfortunate that you contributed when these people should be asking you questions. But we'll address those concerns all the same. Yes, and Sarah, please, for anybody who thinks that you might not get, just write the question that you have so that when you present, please, let us respond to these questions, because if we start, in the next round. What is fairness? What is that is round 1. We are coming to round 2. We cannot give one word all the time to speak. No, please. Let's proceed. Now, pending bills and final. No, please give us. No point of orders, please. No.
It is unfair if you give some words, no time.
You see, what we have said, we want, let's help each other. We don't have 5 minutes, we have 2 questions or 2 concerns. Then, if there are any more concerns, please just write them down. Because, Podwa Duogo, yes. Okay. I was saying we enjoy that concern, it's noted. We are going to rationalize on time. Instead of questions, we are going to peg it on time. We have listened to you. No, number 6. Yes, we are going to number 6. Thanks. Kondele. Number 6. Number 6, please. Yeah. No, number 6 is this gentleman.
Hello?
Yes.
My name is Eliud Otieno Wio.
Eliud, you have had the public's concern about time.
Yes.
So
let's take very little time.
Let's be concise and precise.
Yes.
To the 2 issues that you want to present, please.
Eliud Otieno Wio, coming from Manyata A Village, Kondele Ward. So I'm going actually to throw a question to the person who is directly concerned with the ECD. ECD, the way I've known it, earlier when ECD was starting here in Kenya, we actually borrowed this knowledge from the British, whereby ECD centers were being conducted in homes. And you even realize that here, when I was actually checking on this, I even realized that younger children doesn't need actually to walk a longer distance to go to school. They need to walk very limited kilometers. It should actually not be going past 2 kilometers or 1 kilometer. So when I was actually checking on the ECDs, I even realized that most of the ECDs that were erected were coming from Lake Primary, Ondiek Primary, Victoria Primary, and the Severian. But I can remember myself, I actually grew up in Manyata. I went to Manyata Primary and also Migozi Primary. I'm actually here to acknowledge the presence of Mama Grace Nyong'o. She actually taught me social education when I was at Migozi. So what I would be saying,
yes,
what I would be saying right at this particular time, I was wondering as to why ECD centers should actually be erected in Mlimani and other places, and forgetting about Manyata.
Okay, now, your concern is about ECDs in Manyata.
ECD centers,
thank you.
Yeah,
we have had next.
So let the person concerned do something about that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Mr. Wino raised this issue about pending bills, and he offered certain antidotes. And then he also talked about misdiagnosis in health. But let's start with finance. Who is Waziri for Finance is here. And Waziri, I told you that when you come, issues will rise up, and kindly talk to us about pending bills. And he ties it to the fact that pending bills might be leading to shoddy jobs because people feel that they don't know when they will ever get paid. And so he even suggests that if we could give letters of guarantees to service providers. Karibu Waziri.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alois. Yeah, pending bills is directly related to finance. And I will respond by saying the following. One, it is true that it is a problem. Pending bills are a problem, not just in Kisumu County, but in all the other counties, 47 of them. It is also a problem with the national government. I think 2-3 days ago, if you're reading the local newspapers, there was an article, I think on the first page of the Star, which was saying that contractors and suppliers are going to have to wait longer to get about 800 or so. I think it was about 600 billion shillings owed to them by different government agencies, both national and counties. Now, what have we tried to do about pending bills in Kisumu? When Professor Nyong'o took over office in 2017, the stock of pending bills in this county was positioned at about 2.8 billion shillings by the Auditor General. That is 2017, August. As we speak, over those 5-6 years now, today the stock of pending bills is 1 billion shillings, which means we have tried to reduce what we found. We generated our own pending bills, but the net is about 1 billion, which is still a lot of money. I agree, a lot of money that should go to businesses. The plan that we have before the end of this financial year, if all the money comes from the National Treasury, is to try and pay another 400 million so that we are left with around 600 million. That will be the lowest amount of pending bills ever in this county since devolution. But it's still a lot of money, I agree. So the only thing I can say is we have tried our best to pay. We have not paid everybody. There are people who have not been paid, but a lot of people have also been paid, who should acknowledge. And we are aiming at clearing this thing of pending bills, especially to contractors and suppliers, by the next financial year. If you can bring it to what I'm saying, 600 million by the end of this financial year, it should be possible that come next financial year, we wipe out this story. And then we start on a clean state. Finally, responding to your proposal, I agree with you. There are many things you can do with commercial banks to sort out the issue of pending bills. You can even do, LSO financing, that you issue the LSOs to the contractors, and the banks give them money so they finish fast. They don't have to wait until the end of the financial year before those things become bills. But the general problem, Mantie, is nearly all commercial banks now are getting very afraid of dealing with contractors who have businesses from county governments. That is the truth. Some of you know that, isn't it? Even loans. John, it was very easy to get a loan if you had an LSO from a county government. Over time, even that loan you might not be able to access, let alone these other arrangements. That is because of what has happened to disbursements in Mabire counties. They have become unpredictable, they have become irregular, and banks are fearing. So we'll continue to negotiate. But, let me say, the fact that a contractor has not been paid for some work, Manotimo, in a previous year, is not an excuse for them not to deliver Teach Mokao perfectly. That cannot be accepted. So if you sit in a project management committee, or you're just in the community, and a contractor is not delivering on a project, actually the reason is because the county owes me money, that's not an acceptable reason. Any 2, 3, 4 contracts are separate and distinct. So please don't accept those excuses from contractors. We know they are pending bills, and I've showed you how we are trying to reduce them. But nobody should come to your community and do a shoddy project, arguing that I can't do it properly because I've not been paid. Don't accept it. Thank you very much.
And that is why I said that as a representative of the ward office, this question should be directed to you, because part of your work is to oversee the delivery of those projects. So when you accept shoddy project, people's project, done shoddily because somebody has not been paid, you are also abetting this as a government entity. And Waziri has said that they want to reduce this by the end of this financial year, which is just about a few weeks away. So contractors should be smiling all the way to the bank in a few weeks, or so to speak. Health. There was this concern about misdiagnosis or management, but this was a very interesting question, because the gentleman has even taken the role of doctors, that a doctor diagnoses him, but he feels that it is misdiagnosed. But let's hear about this from the health practitioners. That concern about possible misdiagnosis, and then this very sad affair of our people going to buy medications from Eldoret at exorbitant prices, especially for sickle cells, children suffering from sickle cells. And we know that that is one of the greatest burdens that this city is, this county is suffering from. Health. I saw Mr. Odiga. Yeah.
Good morning once again. There are three issues concerning health that I'll respond to. The first one is maternity at Kisumu County Referral Hospital. This is a project that was completed currently this financial year, and it is to be equipped. We have budgeted for the equipment for Kisumu County Referral Hospital Maternity, and it will be operationalized come the next financial year. The other issue was on a misdiagnosis. This is very interesting.
Yes.
It's very, very interesting. I wonder our patient will know whether is misdiagnosed. But what I know is that in a health facility where we are dealing with human beings, we cannot have equipment that are not functional. We have a unit in the department, the biomedical unit, that any equipment that is as default is immediately repaired. And if maybe you visit our facility and you are told that this equipment is not working, it is important that you report to us urgently so that it is corrected, because human health is very important, isn't it? The third issue, which is also very, very all country, sickle cell drugs has been out of stock from KEMSA. It's not only in Kisumu, all the counties. So anybody who suspects that is suffering from sickle cell, Waruwaki Mondi be any facility, any health facilities for further advice on how the disease can be managed. I think those are the few we have. I saw a misreport on a vehicle diagnostic machine. This does not belong to health. Vehicle diagnostic machine was wrongly placed. So it needs to be, it belongs to mechanics and the rest.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wino, I think your concerns have been responded to. And I'm told this sickle cell medication right now, even if you went to Aga Khan now, you will not be able to find. That is how scarce it is. It's not even in private facilities. Now, the city. This matter of storm drainage is really coming up. Mr. Aoko, Jaluo.com, spoke to this issue of Anjejo Mabatini that is suffering from Uji spillover. Then we had our brother from Ratib Farjala. Ratib Farjala actually is claiming, is almost claiming that you have hatched a plan to erase the Nubian people from the face of Kisumu by directing stormwater drainage to Nubian. Now, that is worrying, huh? So kindly address this issue of stormwater drainage and what city management is doing to address the menace.
Thank you very much. I'll try as much as possible to espouse what we are doing as a city in regard to stormwater drainage and general drainage management within the city. I'm glad that this is also still coming from the public. We have also been able to do and complete a strategy on cities resilience. This matter has ranked as #1 in the objectives of the city's resilience for Kisumu, and we don't intend to do piecemeal as much as we could be doing some stopgap through our city budget, which of course we have done a budget for next financial year to do some stopgap. But we have resorted to concretize the overall stormwater drainage master plan implementation through streamlining this challenge and developing a complete project to address drainage systems within the city. To this, we will conduct public participation specifically for all the wards within the city in the coming weeks, so that we can be able to concretize these as key projects for implementation. I also heard from Nyalenda B and the whole of the stretch for Nyalenda, Manyata, and the neighborhood. There is a big project, a big problem of drainage, including river training and things. So we want to engage you at the community level and propose a solution together that can be funded through a proper channel, of which we have an opportunity to access. Having a plan is one thing, but also having opportunities for implementation is another thing. The one big thing that we want to propose, as a city, we have endeavored to do some initiatives that
Chichwa, which was part of the entry points to the city's regeneration, and which you completed in 2020 or 2021 thereabouts, still has no doors and no ablution block. And you have almost 1,100 traders there. How are they helping themselves? How are they maintaining that sanity that you spoke to them about when you are getting them off the streets? And as you complete on that, there's this matter that has been raised by our sister Sarah. Sarah says that you created a river in Nyalenda B called Kanyamunde, which they don't have. Can you tell them about this river that you worked on in Nyalenda B? And while the river they know is clogged 3 kilometers downstream.
Okay, thank you very much. For Chichwa, I want to say that this we did successfully with the traders, but it's an ongoing process. We are saying that we still consult, and we are still working together with the traders. These doors are going to be effected. These doors for the market stalls are going to be effected, and we, in a consultative manner, we can give guidance on the process. But what I know is that we have a budget for implementing the roller shutters in the Chichwa market, and this is going to be achieved. I want to assure that one. For Kanyamunde, I can't answer that one now, but we can check the naming. If it is a river Nyamasaria, I understand that there can be a channel that has very many names. At some point, you can call it a different name or so, but I can't say. Let us consult and just confirm that one. Just don't conclude yet.
Okay.
Don't conclude yet. Let us just go and confirm.
Bwana City Manager, will give you time to consult very quickly with your HOD as you take your seat after responding to those, so that we can give the public very precise information.
Thank you.
Ablution block at Chichwa and
ablution blocks, we have 3 ablution blocks within the triangle for Jomo Kenyatta, Angawa, and Oginga Odinga, the triangle. I want to say that it has been, I accept that we have not really done it yet. but we were already working on a modality of proper management of that facility. It flopped at some point, but we have picked it up. We want to engage the traders on even how to effect proper management of the facilities together with the traders. So just forgive us for that. We were not able to operationalize the facilities in good time, but we want to work with the traders to agree on modalities of operationalizing the same.
Okay.
I have some information here from my technical guys here. Concerning Anjejo Mabatini, the silting was done in this financial year in 2022-2023 under the silting of Kenyari to bridge.
Yes, that was acknowledged.
That is true.
That was acknowledged by the raiser of that question.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was raising general questions.
Okay,
and what about the maintenance of floodlights within Nyalenda B?
Floodlights within Nyalenda B, we had a small challenge of getting the contractors on board. As we speak now, we have a contractor on board that is already starting working. We need to harmonize with the MCA for Nyalenda B and the team there on the program for the contractor. Probably those guys who are coming from Nyalenda B, we can meet after this and then we just agree because the contractor is on the ground. I think I've even talked to the MCA. So that's going to be remedied. Thank you.
Bwana City Manager, you have told us that you have 3 ablution blocks around the triangle. 2 years down the line, because of management issues, you have not operationalized them, and people don't have where to go. Is that the service delivery we envisage? I'm not asking you to respond, but you know, it's something that you need to ponder about. You need to ponder about because you have built the best toilets within the city, anywhere in this region. And you're keeping them because of management issues, that the city cannot manage those things directly. Anyway, that's a question that you will be dealing with as we proceed. Can we, ECDs, there was a concern about ECDs, but I think that is advisory, that within our whole, region of Migosi, there are no ECDs. That is a concern that I think the Department of Education will look into. Can we go to the next round, please? Next round, and we start again from... sorry, is ECD? Yeah, the ECD person is here, please.
Good morning. I think a question was asked about ECDs in Manyata.
Yes.
The presentation that was given was for schools constructed 3 years back. In Manyata, we have schools that had earlier been constructed. Go to Obinju, fully constructed. Go to Kosao, fully constructed. At Manyata Primary, the construction is ongoing at the lintel. Magadi, fully constructed by a partner, KUP. So I'm wondering what you are asking.
Thank you. That is noted. Next round, railways. Railways is this side. No, railways is this side. Okay. But why are they? Okay, railways. We give you railways. You're from Nyalenda B. No, but. Huh? Railways. Please, why? Railways, you are alone. Okay, number 1. Migosi, yule mamake pale. Wewe. Bas. Kaloleni. Okay, you have been nominated. But. Can I ask a question, please? Can I ask a question? When I call your ward, don't raise your hands if you are not from this ward. Please. because we are confusing ourselves and wasting time in the process. So I will go back to Migosi. If you're not from Migosi, don't raise your hand. Number 2, Kaloleni, Shauri Moyo. Now, because you had been given that opportunity, you will take up that chance. Market Milimani. If you're not from Market Milimani, don't raise your hands. Okay. The transport sector. Nyalenda B. Nyalenda B is here. Nyalenda B. There can only be one person at a time. Okay. Kondele, that lady in glasses. So let's start. Let's begin from railways, please. Please, railways, just rise up so that you can be given the microphone.
Thank you. My name is Charles from Railways Ward. I have
kindly let's minimize consultations, please. Please.
We ask people from Nyalenda to
just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I said that if you do not come from that ward, please don't raise your hand. Please don't raise your... We were talking about Nyalenda B. So if you know that you come... Yeah? Okay, so we'll give it to Nyalenda B. Okay.
Thank you. I have a concern.
Just give us your name again, please.
My name is Charles Ucheng. I come from Railways Ward.
Okay, Charles.
I have a concern, and I think this is general from everywhere, over the issue of maintaining the lighting system in this town.
Can we try and go to areas that, especially if an issue has been raised and it covers your area, can we go to another point?
It is my time. Let me just raise this. It's a concern from where I come from. I come from an informal settlement of Obunga.
Okay.
And I want to commend the county government that the issue of lighting was a very good project from the inception of devolution. But we have a problem that the county government cannot maintain the lights that are very expensive to construct. Be it the floodlights that we give views during public participation. And we know county government spends a lot of money to construct even one floodlight. But maintenance is a problem. Even the street lights that were done in coordination with the county and national government, Kisumu was lit at one point. There's a very big problem in that department. No wonder the person in charge here at the beginning was insinuating that whether the light is not working, it doesn't matter. It is a concern. It is bringing issues of insecurity across board. Please do something about maintaining the light. Because even right now, the roads are being constructed, even by the national government. And the lights are left for county to maintain. The moment those lights are not working, the MC, I can tell you for free, you are giving room for vandalization. You are giving room for increase of insecurity in our villages where we come from. Do something. Wherever we call for the maintenance of lights, we are told the city. We are asking, who is in charge of maintaining lights in this town? It's a very big problem, and the county, if you do this, will be safe even without going with food, but we have security where we come from. Charles, it's a concern, and don't take it for granted.
Thank you.
That is one. Two.
Yes.
Two. I have a concern about some of our projects in the communities. I'm the chair of a management committee of a dispensary in Obunga. There's delay release of capitation to help deliver the services that are required and even the programs that are there. Even pay the workers that are the support staff that contribute to the delivery of services. I wonder why you would open a dispensary by the governor himself last year around July. And we've already received capitation for 3 months. Latest was in the month of October. This is a very big problem. Please do something about it. And lastly,
two issues, please. We are trying to manage time now. Kindly bear with the
last on the same area.
Charles, kindly bear with
the same area of dispensary. Please, there is a problem with how the county government deliver drugs. Most of our facilities are lacking drugs, and essential drugs for that matter. This is very important, very key for our people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Number 2. Here. Help us manage time so that our colleagues can also have an opportunity to
The
raise
minister, all protocols observed. Awachugi Doluo. I represent families miario. Mo ora monda abia nyis their concern here. Magi jodongo moti, gin mine moti, manoti e municipality, poko chulegi pesa gi nyaka sani. Ngama no retire 203. Kawuono is 20 years down the line. Pesa ne odonka. Okonyre nadi. Othiedhre nadi. To chiemo nadi. To dak nadi. Mano is a big concern. Such a person be kidho tero ne wach ma development. Itero ne weche ma wawacho kagi. Ungi yangi ok donjne. Aneno ka itie concern ma kaki chulo kaki bichul bills by contractors. Mabo nego benie na chiel kuomgi. The other time jogi kino se loso ge the county government in their own wisdom. Negi yen the matter should be looked into. Mondo ne whatever should be paid. Today tunge ngama los about it kumagino no lali onge. Magi joma kuom ranyisi. Ngato kondik ni tiji juogo. Tutiyo kibuye. Owuok e ode sa 7 otieno. Odhi gi tiende mtoka ma ome onge. Nikech kochopo kanyo to loche ma molo ma gine mokelo goods. Onego yude kosebet, eka otim assessment, teka ai ochajogi. Kidhi later than that, yudo ka gisekeyo gigo eko ma onge. Mano notiyo mana ni the government mane nitie by then. Such a person, chik wacho, kata chik ma jotich. Ngamotiyo tok seche official ichulo overtime. Ang'o miyo ng'ama kama kano osetiyo to accumulate overtime otamruok chule nyaka kawuono. It is 20 years down the line. Parura ne wachono.
Erokamano, parnua nyingi. Parnua nyingi. Nyingi.
Oh, my name is Kandango Jared.
Kandango Jared. Erokamano, Mr. Kandango. Number 3.
Asanteni sana kwa waziri wetu na wageni wote walioko hapa. Mimi natoka Kaloleni, najulikana kama Fatuma Yusuf. Ningependa kuzungumzia Kaloleni, haswa upande wa title deed. Sisi watu wa Kaloleni leo ni zaidi ya miaka 50. Sisi kama wa Kenya, sisi kama ambao tumezaliwa hapo na tumeishi hapo, mpaka leo hatuna title deeds. Hatujui ni kwa nini, na tumefuatilia hii njia mpaka tumejaribu kutafuta kuingia kwa ofisi ya governor, mpaka leo tangu mwaka jana hatujampata. Ya pili, Kaloleni tunashukuru governor kwa kutujengea barabara. Lakini barabara zitatusaidia na nini ikiwa hatuna manyumba? Na hatutajenga manyumba manake hatuna title deed. Niko na uwezo ya kwenda kuchukua pesa kwa bank. Nitachukuaje bila title deed? Nikiendelea tukiangalia drainage tuko nazo pale. Drainage ni chafu. Sijui tutaambia nani atusaidie kutoa uchafu pale Kaloleni. Tukiendelea maneno
sawa
kuna maneno ya Kibuye market ambaye pia hatujui imeisha ama haijaisha. Contractor paka leo hatumjui ni nani. Alafu tukiangalia maneno ya Kibuye market, kuna ushindani pale wa county officials na management ya soko. Hatujui soko inaendeleaje. Tukiangalia maneno ya
sawa umeuliza 4. Number 4. Number 4. Yeah.
To Waziri, I'm Zedi Tunya from Nyalenda B. Niko na swali mbili. Ya kwanza, Namto is a food basket. It is never been in the flagship project. Na hiyo inatoka Nyalenda B. So what are you doing? 2, Department of M&D and Performance. If you come to Nyalenda B, hizo projects zilifanyiwa all of them in for the last regime. Hakuna yenye iko, hii maneno ya poultry, it is done. Hatcheries, I don't know whether walipenda marafiki zake. So I'm asking, are you doing your work as M&E? The other question is, kwa watu wa city, mnafanyanga public participation? Because unakuja na river Kanyamunde, unakuja, there's a river, there's a drainage, western to Wigwa, 800 meters. 2 million was spent in desiltation. Hakuna kitu ilifanyika hapo. It is just sweeping. Thank you.
Ero kamano. Number 5. Number 5 is down here.
Thank you very much. All protocols observed. My name is James Uchingomwa, the Secretary for Matatu Owners Association, Kisumu County. Before I put my concern, just a response. ECDE for Lake Primary was condemned and abandoned. My 2 concerns.
Yes.
Number 1, from the bus park, we have issues of drainage coverage. From Market Milimani, there are issues of road signage and safety, and monthly stickers. The most item that I want us to put to you, which has been on the air recently, is about relocation and reorganization of the city. There were notices given out to the transport industry, but one question we are putting across to you: is it too expensive or difficult to have a fully elaborative dialogue for realization of the program instead of bragging about giving notices? The first rerouting was very much successful without any notice. Why can't we talk?
Thank you. Number 6. Number 6.
Okay, thank you. I'm Chama Mary.
Sorry?
I'm Chama Mary. I have 2 concerns. One, you talk about PMCs, which is there in Kondele. All projects, PMCs are being formed, but they are not being paid. You find out the contractor is being paid, but the PMC no. I'm really wondering if they are supposed to be paid and when. Second,
thank you.
Second question is about can we people know the duration of a project to be done? For example, this goes for Kondele Health Center, Kondele Kosao Health Center. It is like more than 15 years since it was started, and now.
And his namesake was here, and I thought his namesake was going to respond to this issue of floodlights and street lighting maintenance. City manager. No. I think he's again a normal human being that you cannot help. When they come calling, you must respond. But you will go. So let's give him time. We'll go to the next question as. Oh, he has come back. Okay. City manager. The issue of maintenance of floodlights and street lighting has come back. And in fact, the person, Charles, who raised the question from Obunga is concerned about even the security situation that it poses. What is your strategy of maintenance of streetlights? He points out that there's a time that the city was well lit. What has gone wrong? As you, I think you're waiting for your next question. As you address that, there was a question about the city management doing public participation. That the public don't know about these projects that you implement, like the river that you are trying to address. Do you carry out public participation when you want to implement your projects? I think that we are going to address. The question was raised by somebody from Nyalenda B. And then at the bus park, there's a problem with the drain covers, but they're also asking something about the strategy of dialogue when you're doing issues, when you're carrying out issues like relocation or reorganization. Do you engage the sector players? Kindly take it up.
Thank you very much. On the street lights, I think I indicated the case for Nyalenda B, and I said that the contractors on the ground. We are going to work out a maintenance plan together with the stakeholders to make sure that all the areas that we have initially been covering are going to be adequately covered. So that should not be a problem from now because the contractor is on the ground. The issue of public participation, I think if you got me right, I said that we want to start public participation to concretize and to prioritize the issue of stormwater drainage. Already, I said that already we have a drainage master plan and we have a resilience strategy for the city. Those provides a basis for planning and coining a project for us. So we want to come down in the coming weeks, that's what I said, so that we concretize the projects together in readiness for funding that will be made available once we are through with the preparation. There's the issue of
the issue of bus
engagement.
Park, yes, bus park with regard to drain covers and that engagement.
Okay, drain covers, that is, we are doing it under routine maintenance. I think that program is ongoing. We only need to push for the actualization of the program. I'm saying, let me come back again. I'm saying that that has been identified as a priority for uplifting. It is true that the drain covers and the drainage system within the bus park has failed. It is true. And that was part of the issues that we discussed with the stakeholders sometimes back. So we want to assure the traders and the stakeholders at the bus park that that is a priority in our budget for the next financial year, which is starting in July. We are going to make sure that that is overhauled, and we have included that in our budget for next financial year. In terms of engagement, I think we have really tried to talk to stakeholders. We have really tried to talk. That's what I want to say. We have really tried to talk with our stakeholders, whom we love so much. And if there is anything yet for us to talk about, we are ready to talk. And that has been our focus. So we'll keep on talking until we agree.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you. Yeah?
He has spoken to it, and I think then... No.
I think I said it very clearly, that the contractor is on the ground. If you are the one in charge of Obunga, let us meet and please just refer to the city engineer to agree on the program for maintenance with the contractor who is on the ground.
What he's saying is that they have engaged somebody who is now going around. He has started from Nyalenda B, and you should sit with the engineer so that you work on the delivery program for Obunga.
Or
that
maybe,
they have engaged somebody.
Better still, you can confirm with the engineer the program that is already there for overall maintenance of our lights.
Okay. I think that has been responded to. The finance. Finance, there's this concern about gratuity from the former municipality employees. And they're saying they listened to you speak to the issue of projects, pending bills. Can you also address their issue along those lines? And then as you respond to that, there's also the aspect of payment of PMCs, which has raised its head that for quite a bit of time, the PMCs have not been paid. Yeah, please.
Okay. Again, thank you very much, Alois, and the members who have raised the questions. On the issue of pensions, you're right, Jedwong, who spoke. Nitie, there are some people who served in the former municipality who are still owed pensions up to date. We know that. I have been advised by my colleagues here who are in the Department of Public Service. What we have done we have put that money. We know the amount. It's actually just about 16 million shillings, 17 million shillings. That amount has been put in the proposed budget estimates for 2023-2024. That budget will be passed, hopefully, by the County Assembly by the 30th of June, which means by the end of this month. Ikishapitishwa, it will take about 3 months or so kabla tuanze kutumia hiyo budget, na nataka nikuhakikishie kwamba wakati tutakapoanza kutumia hiyo budget mpya around September, those people will be paid their dues. That we can assure you, because we know that case.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
just take time to listen first, then you can
the other issue is PMC. There's a problem there. What I want you to understand about malipo ya PMC, all projects are done in departments: health, water, education, agriculture, and the rest. And there is somebody in the department whom you should be seeing very often in the project site called a chief officer. You need to prepare, together with the chief officer of that department, all the minutes of the PMC, because payment inafanywa when the documents are ready. So sometimes tunasikiliza some PMCs have not done minutes, or some PMCs do not have attendance sheets that are signed for every meeting they attend. Your job in the PMC and the secretary of the PMC, who is usually the ward admin, isn't it? Yeah. Hakikisha kwamba all documents for the activities of the PMC are proper. Then take them to the chief officer of that department. If it is an ECD, the ward admin should take those documents in a file to the chief officer in the Department of Education. Then you start following that payment from there, because it starts from that level. And the chief officer in that department should answer, especially kuna mtu amesema, when the project is complete and the contractor has been paid.
Yeah.
So that is the correct channel. Get your documents in order, because mara nyingi tukiuliza in finance, why are we not getting these things to pay? But we are told the PMCs are not doing minutes, they are not doing attendance sheets, we don't have enough documents. So please, mjitoe kwa hiyo lawama by making sure that your paperwork is in order, and then take it to the chief officers. There was something else that I will ask Abed later to respond to Alois. I had it.
Yes.
About monthly stickers.
Yes.
I think that is revenue,
Yeah,
tuk-tuks and so on.
Yes.
But I saw Abed there. Abed, can you just maybe talk about monthly stickers?
Let me give him this microphone.
Thank you very much, Waziri. The issue of monthly sticker has been on for some time. These matatus plying outside routes pay us per entry. For example, 100 shillings per entry. A matatu at times makes between 3 trips to 5 trips and maybe 7 trips over the weekend. That translates to about 13,000 to 15,000. My clients here gave us a proposal of 2,500, where we collect an average of 12,000. We felt it was too low, and we are still in negotiation table. Once they give us a good offer, I'll forward the same to Waziri for action. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, as a follow-up, now Abeid was given, Waziri's mouth. So Waziri, your mouth has been connected. But I just wanted some clarity to these people with regard to PMC. Do we process payments for projects that are not completed or that are abandoned, so that they get to know? Because some projects are abandoned, some projects are not completed. What is the status of payment of PMCs with regard to those projects?
That's important. Thank you. I think that's very important. The PMC money, I think, Alois, that's very helpful. It's part of the answer that I forgot. The PMC money is deducted from the payment of the contractor. So mnajua hivyo? So it means if the contractor has not been paid, we have not sent money to the PMC account for that project. It actually means your own supervision as a PMC is not done yet. You have not finished because the project is not completed. So that is why we have said, and I should have said this earlier when I was talking about pending bills, we have a new rule now, which says that if a project is 5 million shillings and below, starting in the next financial year, 1st of July, we will not allow any contractor to give us what is called an interim certificate. We will do one certificate for all projects that are 5 million and below, so that these people who take an ECD classroom valued at 2 million and they do it for 3 years must stop the habit. So that is a new rule. 5 million and below, you do in 1 year. If you don't finish, we terminate, so that we are not owing both the contractor and the PMC. Actually, I think that a good chunk of the payments owed to PMCs is also because the projects themselves have not been paid. I think that should be clear.
Now, Waziri talked to the issue of allocation of resources to the retired municipal employees, former municipal employees, and that issue of HR is domiciled within the Department of Public Service. Waziri, what can you say to that?
Yes, good afternoon once more. Now, I just want to give some clarity. You mentioned 2003. It was 2013. It was 2013, I believe. Yeah, during the transition. That is what happened. So you are making reference to the defunct local authorities. Yes, thank you. Yeah, let me give some clarity. Now, these were 5 institutions then. This was the County Council of Nyando, the County Council of Kisumu, Ahero Town Council, Moroni Town Council, and those 5. Now, there were 205 pensioners. And there was a submission. It has been a process which we just concluded last year, because there was the issue of verification of claims. Do you know there are about 22 claims to be verified? And they made a submission to the Assembly and to the Executive. And a committee was constituted by the Executive to look into this matter. Other than just salary arrears, there were issues of allowances and several other areas of emoluments. So this was looked into in a very comprehensive manner. And there were issues, especially in terms of documentary evidence for some of them. But there was a decision that was taken, which was even submitted to the Assembly, because they've also been following this matter. And that is what my colleague Waziri has said. There is an amount in terms of salaries, their pensions, that will be paid, and we have factored it in the budget after the conclusion of this process. So effective 1st of July, we have put it in the budget and the money will be paid. But it was a very exhaustive process going through it to verify the claims. There are 205, and it's a matter that will be sorted. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a matter. That is exactly what she has spoken to, 205 employees.
I also saw that one, and it had people from Nyando and elsewhere. But this one was from Kisumu Municipality and Kiwasco. And the total amount was even more than 19,000, which she's talking about. So this one now confirms that these people have not been considered.
I think she says the verification is ongoing. I think I suggest that you try and reach out to Waziri's office for further engagement, because that is the reason we are here. that if there are any emerging issues, we will be able to capture them. Like, yes.
Part of the 5. So this is all of them. Remember, they are the de facto authorities, all of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please.
No problem. Anytime.
You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
There's this matter that was tied to the response that Waziri was giving, and I think this can be handled by the Director Administration, project duration, because this is something that I think is part of the documentation that is held by our administrators and the PMCs. What are the project durations? Do we get to let the people know?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Agar. I think I'd introduce myself. The project duration depends on the scope of work. Once the BQ is given to the ward admin, they form the PMC at the community level at the site of the project. They go through that particular document with the project manager and also the implementing department, who is the engineer. Then they look at the scope of work. How long will the project last? So these people are supposed to make some minutes during the first site meeting. And these minutes will be captured by the implementing department engineer, who is the secretary to the PMC. So the duration depends with the project, plus the amount allocated for that particular project, what Wasiri talked about.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Health. There's a concern about the delay in release of capitations to health facilities. And now you have a very beautiful act that is governing these revenues.
Thank you so much. Again, there are 3 issues: the delay in funding to our it's dispensaries and health centers. Remember, an act, Facility Improvement Fund, was accepted to by His Excellency the Governor. Mamiyo siptende thuolo mar choko pesa matin within those facilities. Ma pesa gi ginyalo tiyogo kuom things like nyiewo yath, chulo security, to gi mamoko within those facilities. To actually cover mana hospitals. It's not covering health centers and dispensary. Because health center and dispensary, the government partner gi Danida. So Danida oro pesa matin, only Kisumu. It was almost the entire county. This was addressed, and all the healthcare workers, they have been paid salaries up to date. Then the issue of Kosao Health Center, I would call upon our project coordinator, Mr. Masanga, maybe to shed light on Kosao.
Erokamana ahinya Waziri kod jo Kisumu Central amosono kweuru. Acting Director Jagero wacho project lure kod pesa mobedo allocated. Koro Kosao nwakete in phases, itime ka pesa obedo allocated to itime titieko phase no. Ka pesa yudre, koro we are in the second last stage this financial year. But come July, we are going to be in the final phase. Kata sama loso kodi ni funde ni Kosao gitiyo. Gisetieko ground floor, gine first floor. The next financial year, gitieko second floor, giroofing, wachako tiyo Kosao. Hopefully, by September or October, it is complete and operationalized.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Masanga. Agriculture. Namtoe is a breadbasket. But Nyalenda B don't see an impact that looks like, you know, a flagship project that looks like it's supposed to be a breadbasket. What are you doing in Namtoe? What is it that you are implementing in Namtoi to make it the breadbasket that it should be. Agriculture. Hey, colleagues, let's try and make it snappy because time is also a concern.
Thank you very much, everyone. I'm a fisheries specialist, so though I work in the same department, there was a similar question when we were in Kisumu East about Nyamthoe. As you all know, Nyamthoe is still going through the process of land adjudication. And initially it was classified as a wetland. And due to the land adjudication committee, it was converted to agricultural land where we can do the farming. So it is still on the process of people getting their title deed. But I believe it is a matter which is at another level, especially on ownership. But then in terms of making it a productive land for agriculture, you know, it frequently suffers flash floods. Flash flood means kapi dwadonje nam. Toyudo kaka modwa donjo godo odinore. Koro, the only way to do is oduogo chien. And that has been the problem with Nyamthoe over time. Secondly, there is something we call climate change, which all of us in this hall are aware of. And kanu neno nam, chon nam nenigi iye matin. To joman odaketie nam sani endi, and I know some of them are fishermen like me, nam oyienyo duogo malo. And kuduogo malo, o claim the original shoreline, mane entiere chon. And Namthoe being along the lake is a victim of flooding as a result of backflow of the lake and also as a result of blockage of water channel. But as a department, we encourage people to plant crops which are flood resistant. And I know we are working with the crops department, who then is working with the farmers. They can do rice. And I think there is a project which already in the initiation stage to help in establishing as a rice scheme in Nyamthoe. Thank you very much.
Can you tell us about the canals that were being constructed within Nyamthoe? And I know you spoke to it, but just make it a little clearer that some of those projects were also hampered with the issue that you have mentioned of ownership. Because I know there was a project of building canals within Nyamthoe.
I'm sorry to fail to respond to that. And I will seek a clarification on the issue of the canals and how far it has gone in terms of making it effective.
I will take it up as the government spokesman. I know that there was a flagship project of building a missile in your project, and somebody is whispering to me here that one of the challenges that faced this facility that is talking about, what was the whole set? Kosao, was that the foundation was actually condemned. The foundation was actually condemned because of workmanship. So what is M&D doing in the process of project implementation? Chief Officer.
Thank you. That's a very good question. And as we had said earlier, the reason why we are here is not only to ask questions, but to give us suggestions on how we can improve our delivery of services to you. And the reason, one of the actions that Professor Nyong'o took when he took over the governorship of Kisumu County was to mainstream M&E into the project implementation. And now we want to tell you that we are very active in implementing projects. If Kosao escaped M&E, not any other project is going to do that. But we did an analysis of that foundation. It was found that it is viable, and that is why the project is continuing. But we are telling you that going forward, M&E is very active in project implementation, and Waziri can confirm to you here that he doesn't pay any project before he receives an ME report. We are not only going to rely on PMC reports, but after the PMC reports have been given, we are also going to do an M&E and give a report and submit it before payment is done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And that brings us to the next round of questions. We again will go through the same process, and kindly, if you do not come from that ward, don't raise your hand. Railways, if you do not come from railways, please lower your hands. So all these are railways. Yeah? All this is railways. Okay. Only here, not here. The other side. Thank you. So let's give Migos is here. Okay. Number 2. And kindly just sit with them because they are there. Yes.
I come from Migos. That's why I carry my hand.
Yeah, but you know, and they are saying they were saying otherwise, but now that you have clarified, kindly sit here. Kindly sit here. Yeah. Kaloleni Shaurimoyo. Kaloleni Shaurimoyo. There was a lady before from Kaloleni Shaurimoyo, so we are going to have that gentleman. Market Milimani. Market Milimani. Market Milimani. This youth here. Nyalenda B. Nyalenda B. Nyalenda B. You can't be from Nyalenda A and you are also from Nyalenda B. Yes, Nyalenda B. Thank you. Kondele. Okay, Kondele, that lady in glasses. Yeah? Okay. Now let's start. Number 1. Number 1.
Yes, my name is Nicholas Agai from Railways Ward.
Sorry, Sepa.
My name is Nicholas Agai from Railways Ward. My questions will go directly to the Department of Monitoring and Evaluation.
Kindly let us lower our voices, please. Let's listen to the question. Let's listen to the points. The people distributing health breaks, kindly do it. Okay.
Yes, I would direct my questions to the Department of Monitoring and Evaluation and the City Engineering. From the presentation done here, we saw that there was construction of Mbita Bridge in Railways Ward. We would like to know from the Department of Monitoring and Evaluation, did we really as members of Railways Ward get the value of the money that was used to construct that bridge? Because as you speak right now, the bridge has been swept away. So we'd like to know that from that department and the engineering department. Second question would go on bursary. As a ward, we would like to know, since the last application that we did in January, we would like to know the reasons for the late disbursement. Why that we don't have that money until date. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Guy. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And please, let us try and be as precise as Mr. Guy there with our questions so that we manage time.
Thank you very much. My first is a recommendation to the Ministry and the Docket
Just
of Public
introduce yourself
Participation.
so that we know who is speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lindo Gweno. I come from Migosi Ward. Can you kindly digitize public participation so that some of us who are not capable of attending it physically can still make our contribution? And in that regard also, communication is one of the biggest things that affects Kisumu County. Can we embrace digitalization, WhatsApp groups, so that the county can be passing information through the ward admin to whichever, all the wards? I think that can work very well. When I come to Migosi, I'd like to bring to your attention, Migosi Market still has asbestos. That is a health hazard to human beings. I'd like to let you also to bring to your attention, there's a place in Kawosh that is called Backyard, and is the den of drug abuse. And every year, especially during the electioneering period, youths were being used in a negative way. I'd want to know what is the county government doing, especially about backyard. We are sick and tired of losing our youth.
Thank you, Linda. We're having 2 concerns per person or 2 questions per person. Number 3. Number 3. Number 3, please.
Yes, I'm also a partner. I have some concern here. In Kaloleni Shaurimo, we have an ECD.
Your name, please.
I'm called Alex Mbogo. I represent persons with disability. But just in Kaloleni Shaurimo, we have an ECD opposite Winners Chapel. There is an old ECD there that has been there for so many years, and it's rotten. It cannot, even the children with disabilities cannot be in that schools. We have the Kibuye market. There is no plan. We don't want, we don't have even wholesale. Wamama wako tu hapo wanaenda left, right, and there is a fight inside there. At Arena, we don't have the floodlights. Kuna insecurity in Arena Estate. And also at the, just around
Thank
the
you.
Kibuye.
Thank you. You've gone to 3. Number 4. Yeah, number 4 was the representative from Market Milimani.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kevin Jakandango, and I have one concern. I will donate my other concern to my village mate.
We are not donating time. Please, just he will
All
get his time.
My only concern is our governor has done well in actually bringing Huduma Mashinani and bringing governance to the common mwananchi. But where we are a bit skeptical is that he promised the entire Kisumu County people that he's going to hire 350 village council members who are going to assist in governance of his manifesto and his doing. So we are requesting to know, why is this not possible up to date?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Kevin. Number 5. Number 5. And number 5 is from Nyalenda B.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My names are George Omondi Howie. I have come here to represent Nyalenda B transporters. I'm operating a border. And we have a very big problem on roads. There are certain roads which were supposed to be constructed from 2013, and there are certain people went to court. And up to now, even the MCA is starving to reach his place. What is the concern on that? Then secondly, we are complaining of floodlights and lights, but we do see certain lights are normally on even up to 2 like this time, and that is a very big wasted. To add on, we are now doing a maintenance. A road from Dunga to Impala Junction was constructed. After construction, there are certain thugs who pulled out the cables and they are not lighting now. As you are maintaining them, how are you going to tackle the same thing? Will it repeat itself?
Thank you. Number 6.
So all protocol observed. I'm Lavina Chieng from Heart to Heart Smile organization, talking on behalf of CSOs. I represent an organization called Heart to Heart Smile organization, where we look at the issues of children with disability. And we are also working closely with caregivers. So how I wish, because I really want to applaud our governor, because issues to do with disability has been really mainstreamed, but we've really left out caregivers. Caregivers are really suffering. How I wish they could be brought up in the table so that their issues can be addressed. And this, on my way forward, we have the Kisumu County Disability Policy. Kisumu County was the first county to have this Disability Act. Please, how I wish it could be reviewed so that issues of caregivers can be implemented, even in the job allocations, the stalls which are being given out, people are being considered, youths, women, persons with disability. What about caregivers who really have hurdles raising children with disability? When I talk of the AGPO, yes, I heard from the finance table that we are coming to the financial year because payment has been really an issue. So let us also honor the LSO. Other counties are doing it. What about Kisumu County? Thank you.
When you say honoring LSOs, the LSO is issued by government. What do you mean by government honoring the same LSO?
Financing it.
You want the government to finance it?
Other counties are doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
What about Kisumu County?
Okay, that's an interesting one. Let's, yeah, okay. Okay, Waziri, you want to take up that right away, please? That there's this matter of AGPO, and she says that can the county government honor LSOs? That's why I didn't understand it. You issue the LSOs to AGPO contractors, but she wants that those LSOs are honored. I don't know if you're supposed to finance them. Excuse me.
And let's
Lavina,
clarify.
Lavina, you are not even listening to your response, please.
Lavina, once you give an order as a procuring entity, you give an LSO. To honor it means to pay for it. But if you mean something else, let me know. But I'm taking it that what you mean is honor your order by paying for your order when it is delivered.
Yes.
And I think I'd explained what's going on there.
Yeah.
But if you mean something else, you can let me know.
All right. Thank you. We'll respond to others. Now, which one is this? Agai spoke to the issue of this bridge that was swept away, CEO Adundo, that what was the role of M&D and engineering in this matter? The engineers were supervising the project because as soon as it was constructed, it was swept away. Did they get value for money? If that was his question.
Thank you very much. That is Railways Ward, I believe. Eh?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. I am glad that even Wananchi are starting to know the importance of M&E.
Yeah.
And we are telling you that we are not going to let you down. If it means saying that we are not going to pay projects because it has not passed an M&E evaluation, we are going to do that. I don't want them to go home without saying that they were not given a chance to speak. So I want to invite one of my directors of an M&E to respond to that specific questions. Patrick.
Director M&E, please. The mouth has been extended to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lois. I would like to clarify that we are aware of that bridge that collapsed, Mbita Bridge in yes. And there was, I would also like to emphasize that we had a PMC that had the sub-county engineer. The project was constructed to completion according to the file that I have and certified for payment that the project was completed. So maybe a lot of issues, there's a trend of throwing a lot of issues on M&D. So I would like the sub-county engineer who was part of the PMC committee, maybe also to give his technical input into the project and that what happened.
The representative of Public Works, who is going to speak to this from Public Works? Because the question was very specific. What is the role of the supervising engineers in projects? Because they are part of the PMC, they certify the projects, and they walk away and the project is washed away.
Thank you very much for the question. I would want to say that once a bridge is constructed and it meets the standards that were specified in the document, then it is not supposed to be washed away. Not unless there is a natural occurrence which can make it possible to collapse. Secondly, it is also important to note that the supervising engineers needs to be on top of the game so that we don't allow works of substandard values to be passed through on to the payment process. We need to conduct an assessment. I think I'm getting to know about this now. I thought it was domiciled in city, because the bridge I think we have done that I'm very much aware of is a wire bridge. So a wire is okay, yeah? So let us find out what happened. It could be in the city. We can find out and give you feedback.
You know, what came out clearly, even as the chief is responding, is that the supervising engineer is a member of the PMC. So we cannot, at this point in time, when it is swept away, we say that we don't know, especially as engineering. When you introduce yourself from public works, you said you help the departments implement their projects. So you cannot run away from a washed away project. And that is why the public is here.
Thank you. Part of the reason why we said we should be here is that you give us information on how the service is being offered. And one information we have today is that a bridge collapsed. So as in charge of M&E, I want to tell my waziri that after this meeting, we are going to visit that bridge to find out why it collapsed and if the money has been paid and give a report. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, education. Education, there seems to be a delay in bursary disbursement. Delay in bursary disbursement, and as you take that, and I think you can share with the city, there's this ECD in Kaloleni that actually is now a health hazard to our young ones because apparently it's completely rotten. You know, when we raise questions, please be attentive because from the response you can also raise a post question. Yes, let's be attentive. Education.
Thank you very much. As I had said, I'm Thaddeus Omolo, the Acting Director, ECD.
Kindly take down the consultations.
I may start with the Kaloleni Shaurimoyo case, and we are very, very privileged that the center manager is around, and I believe whatever was being said was not very accurate. What we know is the building does not have the ramp. That is true, but it is accessible. And in our policies, the engineers from roads are aware, Jack is around, we had resolved that any structure, ECD structure, must be built in compliance with the disability requirements. Jack, you can confirm that. And from 2018, I think, onwards, any buildings after 2019 must comply to that. And if there is need to have a ramp, then it may go through public participation and it will be done. Thank you very much. Now, going to the bursary question. Last week on Tuesday, that was on 6th, we disbursed 102 million to the needy and bright students in Kisumu County. And I want to let you know that, yeah, that is what I'm coming to. I want to let you know that, that is what I was just about to say, that we have 1,400 students on scholarship. That means their fees is fully paid for by the government. Up to Tuesday last week, Form 1, Form 2, Form 1, Form 3, and Form 4s had their scholarship fees paid. And then after Tuesday last week, we started working on the Form 2s, scholarships. And that has been paid as we speak. So for scholarship cases, all of them 1,400 fully paid. Now the difference, which is about 40,000, because scholarship cases consume 70 million, and we have received a total of 102 million. That is around 40 million left. We now take these two bursaries. And for bursaries, we just complement. We don't pay the whole amount. And we had started with the Form Force. The remaining amount, which is 40 million, we'll take care of Form Force. That was our calculation. And if anything is left, we will roll down to Form 3s. And remember, we had only received 102 million. The balance is also 102 million. And now it depends on the national government, you are aware. So we only give out what we receive. See, that is what Peter told that crippled guy. We give you what we have. Huh? Yeah, so we as a county, we are only able to give what we have. So the game starts from top. So if he gives us early, we disperse it early. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think just to add on to what he's saying, you know, it's in the public domain that counties up to last week were owed almost 5 months of their disbursements, totaling to about 98 billion. I think they were issued with about 2 months, which totaled to about 26 billion, which they have done what he's talking about. So it is an ongoing process that when they receive, they will issue. Thank you. There's this matter that has been raised, Waziri, about public participation. Linda is suggesting that can we digitize public participation so that even those who cannot get to the public participation venues are also enjoined into the process. But as that is being tackled, Lavin also talks to the possibility of reviewing the PW Act to take into consideration the caregivers. Waziri. Would we give it to the Director Administration? Or?
No, I'll, thanks, Agero, and thanks for your question. That was Lavin.
Yes,
Linda.
there was Linda.
Linda was on public.
Digitization of public participation,
Yes.
and Lavina.
Yes, thanks for the suggestion. That's a very good one. We'll consider it. As you know, we have the decentralized units to the villages, and we are in that digital era. So I believe even with our phones, that's something that can be worked on. As a county government, we are going the digital way in many aspects. So that will definitely be catered for. Then there was something about village councils as well.
Yes.
I recall maybe this is the time to also answer that. Yes, there has been a delay, I must admit, because of certain factors beyond us. But as we start the new year, remember there was a process of identifying them. It had to be approved at the assembly, which was done, and people were identified. But because of the delay, there are those who fell along the way, so that's being looked into, but we have factored it in the budget as well. So we intend to operationalize them as from July. So that will be in place.
Thank you, Waziri. The city, there's a question that was raised by Mr. Alex Mbogo about the planning of Kibuye Market. And as you tackle that, you can also look at the issue of floodlights in Arena. I think they are not functional. There's the question of about these roads that were taken to court in Nyalenda, and I think the matter has not been resolved. You can also cover that with lights that don't go off. Lights that don't go off. Then there's about the vandalism of lighting infrastructure, which we will also try and speak to our people about. And then you can also cap it up with a concern that has been brought to us here, that there's this Western Wigwa Road abandoned. How much has been put to risk on this project? Oh, okay, that is being implemented by Public Works. So Public Works will take that. City.
Thank you. Thank you, Alois. Let me start with Kibuye. Kibuye has a master plan, and we have actually implemented the master plan in 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. The remaining phases of the master plan will be implemented on availability of resources. But I want to assure the Kibuye traders that we will stick to the master plan as much as possible. But once we want to come into the new phase, we will definitely come back to the stakeholders for Kibuye to agree on the scope of the phase to come. In Arena, the matter of street lights that are not working, I think still falls within what I had said already, that we have a maintenance contractor on board, and therefore we will find out how to include all the floodlights that are not working to be able to be made to function. Let me join that with the issue of floodlights that are not going off. I think this is a wastage. We are following that at the same time to make sure that we are as sufficient as possible so that there is no floodlight that is wasting electricity bills. That will be followed up, sure. The issue of destruction of cables, I'm glad that it has come from the community. You can now see the issue that is coming out, the risk that we have. We need to sensitize our people to have the investments that we put down there as their own, so that we don't destroy the cables, because the cables, once they are destroyed, then we will not have the lighting, then the insecurity will come up again, and therefore this is not going to be useful to the county and even to the residents as well. There is this road that we did from Impala to Dunga under Kisumu Urban Project, and we did street lighting as well. But if you go to that road, I traveled that road the other day, there's a bridge. I don't know how we call it. There's a bridge along the way that there are people who cut off the rails, the guard rails for the bridge. So it poses a lot of insecurity for the drivers. So that's a good example of how we should be able to sensitize our people to maintain and safeguard what we have. So finally, there is this issue about the roads in Nyalenda that somebody went to court. I think I participated in the original phase of projects identification for Nyalenda to upgrade the roads within the network of Nyalenda as per the city plan. The challenges were that we underwent, one of them will be the court cases and things, but another thing is encroachment that is hindering us from implementing projects within the estates. So there is a projects that we marked in Nyalenda that we definitely had to drop because there was a lot of encroachments. As much as we want to implement projects, the challenge we have is that the projects, the demand will be, give us the project site. Now, if the project site is not available due to encroachment, I think the community should be ready to support us, to agree to move so that we have adequate space for implementing projects. A good example is the Impala Dunga Road. If you look at that road, it is quite wide and built to standard. But there was a section that we intended to do from the junction, I don't know the name, but there's a junction, Nanga, yes, Nanga. We did it to Nanga Bridge, and it stopped there. Now from Nanga up to Western, you can easily compare the kind of work and the space of the road from the other one that we did and the other one that was done through another program. The other one is narrow and it's not providing for adequate amenities, yeah? Because people already encroached in that section. So it is important that as much as we want projects that will create bigger impacts, that we also participate well and agree with the communities to set aside space for project sites. I think that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Just a follow-up question, Mr. Bwana City Manager. Should we all decide to go and encroach on roads? Will we ever have roads? And what is your policy when you find people who have encroached roads? Do we then just fit the roads in the available space, even if it's less than the standards of the roads to be implemented?
I think I gave an example of Impala Dunga and the section from Nanga to Nanga Bridge.
Yes, that is.
We did some work and there was some cry, yeah? We did relocation of the space and we did some, I don't want to call it demolitions, but people moved from there, from the road section. When we were doing that, it was very painful, but if you look at that road now, the impact that that road has created to open up Dunga and open up the lakefront is big.
Yes.
Yeah? So sometimes when we come to move you, yeah, it is a bit painful, but it's opening up your own investments, your own properties. Yeah? So I think this is just subject to support from the communities.
So community, the city manager is asking that you support them even when they are demolishing you from the roads that you have occupied illegally, so that the greater good of the county can be realized. Because it's not about you alone, it is about the greater good of the community. Can you imagine if there's no road and then your brother is dying? Not you who has encroached on the road, but your brother. Will you feel the pain? Thank you. We'll do one last round. We'll do one last round and we'll go through the same process, because I can see sugar levels have gone down. I'm seeing empty chairs. So let's just get very burning ones, and we start with the railways. We start with the railways, and I hope that it's only railways raising their hands. That gentleman at the back in blue. No, you in, yeah, you are number one. No, just hold on a second. Migosi is here. We'll have here Bwana Senator. I'm told is the acting senator. Kaloleni Shaurimoyo. Kaloleni Shaurimoyo. We have three ladies, and I will. Yes, you are. Your number. Thank you. Thank you. Market Milimani. Market Milimani. Let's have this youth here. Nyalenda B. Nyalenda B. Okay. Let's have you here. Kondele. Okay, Kondele, and that is number 6. So let's start number 1. Number 1. And please, you can also see that time has become a challenge. So let's try and put the phone, and let's be very precise and concise to the point.
Of course, I'm always very precise and concise like a cock. My name is David Njagi Okelo. I come from Kanyakwa. Number 1, kindly allow me to raise this. Whereas we are all sitting here to rubber stamp some of the things that are being addressed there. How I pray so very much that all these are taken into consideration and be fully implemented. So number 1, my concern is this. I represent a big majority of farmers. And when I talk of farmers, they are the people dealing in various food value chains. The last time I visited Obunga Papmbuta, I realized that there is a very beautiful abolition block that has been built there. But over time and again, it just started there. The residents around there, the women coming from around Papmbuta are not using that abolition block. Kindly, from here, Can we rush with speed and go and open it? Number two, the issue of ECDs ranging from this one of Obunga and similar issues affecting St. Paul's Kanyakwa Primary School and even the other side. How I wish that the ICT department, today it's very unfortunate that I'm not having my very senior honorable here, but then can we answer some of this in a manner that is likely to help our people back in the ground, so that as we continue saying all this, it is not just rubber stamping. And finally, the very big one. Many times we are talking of issues affecting us, maritime infrastructure, so on and so forth. But can we prioritize food value chain? Food value chain. Kisumu is a net importer of close to everything, that even peppers, nyakapilo, wakwayoko ya cho, kisiko chachande. Can we find a way out in which we can invest so very much in agriculture so that Kisumu can become a food secure county?
Thank you, Bwana David. Number two. I think David has only one question and, a concern, which is noted. We'll have it addressed.
Yeah, my name is Nelson Adul Manganga Machothoe Nyoyo. I'm speaking on behalf of the 7th Ward. The 7th Ward is the disability ward. You realize that our members are not adequately represented in this forum. So that means a better chunk of the population is not participating in this exercise. And I want to attribute it to the fact that the disability board is yet to be constituted. And even if it were to be constituted, there is no proper data to guide on how the disability family can be brought for effective engagement as this one. Another thing is about the office of the governor. We want the executive office, from the office of the governor up to the village council, to be responsive in terms of giving information. Whenever there is a public discourse as this one, we need to be getting adequate information pertaining to that, so that we may prepare adequately for such engagements. Another thing which I wanted is about, I'm just observing Bwana Minister on the oversight role of the PMC, that if we were to tie the allowances to that of the payment of the contractor, it will compromise them, because they will be in a hurry to clear the contractor in order to earn those allowances. So we need to do that. I know the office of the senator is not here, but I'm here to do that and effect that.
Thank you, Adul.
And then
yes, no, please,
excuse me,
okay, please.
Yeah. Another thing which I want to encourage the Minister for Finance is that all these things that pertains to delay in paying the suppliers the pending bills item is because we don't have adequate finance to do that. You came up with a good proposal of constituting revenue board. Can we have the board functioning so that they may look for money to finance some of these ambitious projects that we want to undertake, given that now finance is becoming a problem? Yes. And then
thank you, Bwana Senator.
Accountability.
Bwana Senator.
Accountability for the ECD.
Kindly have concern for the others as well. Kindly.
Yes.
Yeah,
remember, I speak on behalf of the 7th Ward, which is the disability ward. And that disability ward has not spoken on all these rounds.
Somebody spoke.
So
somebody spoke.
He was speaking on behalf of caregivers.
No. There's a gentleman who spoke there.
Accountability. I'm finishing with this issue of accountability for ECD centers. We have money that is going to these ECD centers. Do we have a functional board to oversight the management of these centers? We need the review of these policies and even the act, so that they can also be properly oversighted. Thank you and be blessed.
Thank you, Bwana Senator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3.
wakubwa wote wa serikali, department heads, harambee. Kwa majina ninaitwa Roslyn Atieno. Nina represent Shauri Moyo Kaloleni. Mimi nina maneno mawili tu. Kwanza, mumesahau manyumba zenu mulitujengea. Kibuye tuko mara mbili. Tuko Kibuye Estate, tuko Kibuye Market. Note that down. Katika Kibuye, mimi naishi Kibuye Estate, na hiyo ndio ilileta jina la Kibuye pamoja na Kibuye Market. Kibuye tuliletewa stima na haifanyi, imeshakaa hapo miaka mitatu. Mzee, si kama ulikuja nilikueleza, mpaka saa hii bado haifanyi. La pili, walituambia ya kwamba wanatoa asbestos, wakatoa moja, likabaki moja. Sasa hatujui fedha hizo zilienda wapi. Mwenye fedha, tafadhali usiende. Sisi wana wa Kibuye kila wakati wanatuongezea rent. Mpaka saa hii tunalipa, na tushapeleka maneno yenu kwenu. Muje muangalie zile vitu tunalipia 7,000 muone na macho.
Ebu sema jina tena.
Roslyn Atieno.
Roslyn, thank you, Roslyn. Number 4. Number 4. Yeah, please rise up.
Oh, thank you so much. Aniluonga ni Seth Bala. Achunka tada uwe about trade gi markets. Angi concern achiel. Concern is on the movement of people. Kigolo gi one place titiro gi another. Huduma mashinani to me means to improve the life. Here is a case, you are moving 200 people to the facility. End up ni iketo only katamana 10 facility. Literally, kawan ni move from yellow line, they were around 200 people and some. Kogik makudwa uwok, to inyiso uno nyalo mona move G 100. Tuchopo ka G 100, jomane move gi teose podho. To move people is to build the life standard. To ki end up ni ji podho kisiteru kuma gidhiye. End up ni igero ot to ngama use onge. That's a real concern. On the same movement, because I believe ni chiro igero ne jawala maswekore batndara. Jawala maswekore batndara unje be ni kumigero chal mudhi use in a dignified condition. Teno se mi move jogi kichopo kocha to iromo gi jaloth. Jawala wutho gi matandiko, as I believe. Ngapithe tiendara. Seche mi move ngani kochopo facility mani gero, noromo gi ngamo gore godo. Mabok timo ala. To me, this is a concern. Then ngama uso gimtie milongo ni display. Kumo use. Priority unjo mi ngama uso ni mondo get the structure mar display. Nikech kidaro ji kata mana 100. Ti dhi gero space mar ji 300. Gini ketho gino kilosi. Nikech kolo kata komono beno kete display cha iketho already. Kidaro ji 100, kata ji 100 ka spaces ng'eny ger chichni mang'eny. Iket ji 100 kanyo gilos ka giuso. Then daro ng'ato tidhi loro ne kumoro. Iloro ne kumo use tiweyo ng'ato chien mawuotho gi mouso. Mano is destroying, not building. Another concern ni maber Nyong'o gik ma Nyong'o timo nitie kendo gero waneno gi wang'wa. To pogo gigi nitiere siasa. Pogo gi. Kwa ng'iyo Kibuye nitie gi choche, town ni gi choche. Gigi kusegero migi uru johala. Kidwa identify johala ni grube. Kimiyo gi grube idhi miyo gi johala. Mondo gik mogergo omi joma nopodho pesa mar local loan. To the structure kakwayo ng'ama ochung' ne planning.
A trader migero ne miye priority mar yiero structure kaka chal. Ngech ki yiero kendi idhi gero gimoko nya use. Tibo end up ni gero ot to chichni go kwa mungabede onge.
Sethero kamano.
Thank you so much.
Sethero kamano. Okay, we go to number 5.
Thank you very much. I'm Miss Odi Morris. Anyalenda be the voice of fishermen. I'm just failing to understand that where is fishery in this dialogue? Totally we are neglected as fishermen at Dunga Beach. And I think I will get the response because the head of fishery is here. Secondly is pollution. All the rivers are channeling their water to the lake. Is there any proper management of those rivers? Thirdly, the market in Nyalenda. My good friend Charles, they came and demolished somewhere next to Joy Lomino. And they promised us that there they will allocate it.
Milimani.
Yeah.
And its allocation was meant for?
For Milimani and the construction in Nyalenda boundary.
Let me just assist there. What normally happens, Joy Lomino Health Center is in Milimani Ward. And when allocation is being done, at times it's done in Milimani Ward, at times it's done in Nyalenda B Ward. But initially, I think it is us who benefit in Joy Lomino Health Center. It is Nyalenda B who benefits from there, but our worry is.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
We gotten the point. Number 6. Number 6.
Okay. Mine, I will not make a statement, but I will be very precise because of the sugar level now. Yeah. So my first question, I wanted to address to Waziri for finance. And now that is out, so I don't know who is going to handle that.
There's a team from finance here.
Okay, so my name is Daniel Owino. I'm from Manyata Peace Market. And I think within Kondele Ward, that is the only market that is gazetted. So my point is, I just wanted to know which criteria can we use as the traders, more so to request for the waiver. Because recently I saw the governor was talking about the land waiver. So now that we have so many pending arrears of those stalls, because initially it was 300, all of a sudden they raised it to 500. And now that we have so many illegal markets, like the Corona market, so many people invade along the roadside. So it's like that market is dying, yet it is a project that the UN Habitat used a lot of money. And so I just wanted to know what criteria can we use so that we request for that waiver. Then secondly, the issue of the KISIP project. Many youths are very eager because they want an employment. They want jobs. So the KISIP team, can you tell us when are this project? Because each and every day you keep on telling us KISIP with good goodies, but we don't see that. Then lastly is the issue of the city manager. Like in the market, we were assigned Askari. That was before the new recruitment. Now that we have so many Askaris that are doing nothing within the city, the only thing that they do is just to stroll around with those pickups. Why don't you attach to us maybe 2 or 3 Askaris within the peace market? Because many a times traders complain about their things being stolen. Thank you.
Daniel, just clarify something here. You are speaking to the issue of Kondele market.
No, I'm talking about Manyata Peace Market.
Manyata Peace Market.
Yeah, it's the only market within Kondele Ward that is gazetted.
Manyata Peace Market.
Yeah.
And you are saying that the rates in Manyata Peace Market have gone up.
No, there are so many arrears because...
you are saying that the traders there have arrears from Manyata Peace Market.
Yeah.
And you are saying that it's dying because there's nobody trading there.
Not nobody, because so many illegal traders, they are just selling within the roadside.
So what is killing the market if the traders are there?
People are, because of the selling, people
okay.
are,
I think you've made a point that is very important to us, that we have picked. And I think as the trade market, the revenue team is speaking that, please take note that he's informing you that you allocated them the market, which they are not using, and they are not paying for, and they're elsewhere, and they're saying the market is being killed. So you need to take note of that.
Don't use your words on my. Don't put your words on my mouth. I think my point was very clear.
Yeah.
Hey, so don't put your words on my mouth.
Okay,
Yeah.
but he will respond.
Yeah.
He will respond. It's all right. Thank you. So let's start. We start from David Okello's concern about, you know, the ablution block at Papmbuta. This must be within the purview of trade or the city. Is it the city? Ablution block was built in Papmbuta, and it's not been opened. And the traders there need to use it. And he's asking, when are we likely to open it? Seemingly, it's complete, right? Yes, it's complete. If it's the city,